John Miller, for Joe Morgan and Peter Gammons, thanks for tuning in. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Stay tuned. SportsCenter coming up now.
Swinging a high drive to left, and it is gone.
This is SportsCenter.
Very busy Sunday in the bigs and a very scary day for Derek Jeter. The latest on his status after getting plunked. Plus, how long will the Cards be without Albert Pujols? Not afraid of the Monster Mile? See who raced off with a big win Sunday and how long injured Tony Stewart stuck around. Terrell Owens getting acquainted with his new team, but is a meltdown with the tuna only a matter of time. We're going to cowboy up. And the ugly side of soccer revealed with no way to control fans. Who will stop racism from ruining the World Cup? SportsCenter right now. How's it? Welcome to SportsCenter alongside Scott Van Pelt. I'm Neil Everett. The Cards dealt a bum hand.
The king of their diamond on the shelf at least for a little while. After he strained his right oblique muscle on Saturday, Albert Pujols has been placed on the 15-day DL. The team's still unsure how long it will be without it. Last year's MVP, who was on a blistering pace before the injury, could be a month or more. MRI Monday will shed some light. Meanwhile, their rivals, the Cubs, have taken 6 of 8 from the Cards this year. Greg Maddux looking to pass Nolan Ryan and Don Sutton for 13th on the all-time wins list. No Pujols means that Scott Rowland and Jim Edmonds are going to have to produce. Bottom one, Cards trailing 1-0, runner on second. Rowland rips the double to right. So Taguchi comes in to tie things up at 1. Moving to the bottom of the 5th, the Cardinals trailing 5-3, runner on third. Rowland back through the box. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters had 7 of the Cards' 14 hits. Cards cut it to 5-4. Rowland 3 RBI. Next batter is Edmonds. He had 1 at bat in the last 7 days because of an injury of his own to the abs, but everything looks just fine here as he ropes a double off the wall. That scores Rowland. The game is now knotted up at 5. Bottom of the 6th, the Cardinals now ahead 8-5. Maddux was not going to get the win in this one. In fact, he's going to get the loss. Edmonds part of a 3-for-3 day, and one more time Taguchi scores. Edmonds 2 RBIs. The Cardinals win at 9-6. They win the game, but they might be without the big fella for a while.
It's more towards severe. I mean, he has a significant strain, so he was more sore today than yesterday, and he still has some limited mobility and pain on resistance. So, now we just go through the stages of repairing or getting it better.
You didn't lose Michael Jordan, and with 5 guys on the court, we have 25 guys here. We have good players and a good team, and it hurts to lose a battle like that in your lineup, but we're going to go out there and play every day.
Well, to give you an appreciation of how amazing his year's been so far, it's a bummer because as you project, 25 homers so far projects to 74. Now, obviously would have been 1 better than Bond's all-time record. 65 RBIs, he was on pace to drive in 191. That would have tied the all-time record set by Hack Wilson, whose name is always invoked anytime somebody has a bunch of RBIs. Pujols had already scored 52 times on pace for 153 runs, would have broken the expansion-era record. Not only has Pujols been one of baseball's most dominant players since he entered the big leagues in 2001, but he's been one of the game's most durable as well. His 843 games played trails only Ichiro and Bobby Abreu for the most games played since 2001 with the same squad.
Greg Biffle said he expected fellow drivers to go easy on Tony Stewart Sunday at Dover. Not sure he's speaking for Stewart's current sparring partner, Matt Kenseth. Stewart driving with a wrecked shoulder after wrecking his ride at last weekend's Coca-Cola 600. Under the sports scoring system, a driver must start a race to tally any points. The defending points champion and 4th going into the Monster Mile, Stewart's plan was to get his points and then let Ricky Rudd shoulder most of the load. To Dover Downs, it's built to accommodate both auto racing and horse racing. Tony Stewart getting the Barbaro treatment, that beats the other option. Ricky Rudd ready to saddle up for the Neighborhood Excellence 400. Let's go legal flashback. Remember, you don't have to drive fast to enjoy fast driving, but you do need to keep your car squarely on the track to enjoy your race day. Stewart unable to do that last weekend. First the Busch race, then the Nextel Cup run the following day. When it was all said and done, the Rushville Rocket's shoulder was busted up good. That's bad. Stewart made the start start, and right here's what led to his finish. Lap 36 inside Jamie McMurray's ride. You see what happened to Tony Raines in the 96 car. That brings the first caution. That sends the 20 car to the pits. Stewart, he's already going to have the lid off. He says, get me out of here. I'm in pain. Ricky Rudd, his first run this season, kind of a self-imposed exile. Ricky's ready to run. He would finish 25th, 2 laps off the lead. We go to lap 267. Mark Martin is your race leader. He's in pit row. He's nursing a 2-second lead, but NASCAR official eyeballing the 6 car and said, hey, dude was missing a lug nut. Come on back. Martin forced to re-pit. There goes the lead. Martin finished 9th, and that's a bummer for the AAA folk. Back to the lead lap now. 4 laps to go. Jamie McMurray trying to hold off Matt Kenseth in that 17 car and snap a 124 race winless streak. Kenseth can't pass him there. 3 laps to go. Kenseth goes low, passes McMurray for the lead. Kenseth from the 19th starting spot will take the checkered flag, holds on despite getting loose on the 4th turn. Kenseth wins the Neighborhood Excellent 400. Second victory this season in that 17 Ford DeWalt. He's the most excellent. Hey, here's George Smith with our State Farm road coverage in Dover.
While Tony Stewart's crew was getting a final tutorial from team trainer Al Shuford on how to extricate him, it was obvious during introductions that the defending series champion was in considerable pain. He grimaced as he secured his Hans device before the race.
I was sore from lap 1 until I got out. I mean, it's when you have an injury, you're sore to start with. I mean, you don't, unless you can, you can't take pain medication to mask it.
With Ricky Rudd standing by, the first caution flag came on lap 35. The over-the-wall gang pulled off the exchange in an impressive 1 minute 3 seconds. But later, a speeding penalty on pit road by Rudd was Team Stewart's only blemish on the day.
I think Ricky did a great job. I mean, for not being in a car all year, I thought Ricky did an awesome job all day, and the guys on the crew did a good job of getting me out and getting him in there and, getting back underway. So, it wasn't the day we wanted, but I think everybody did a good job.
Real disappointing. I guess, the part of me says, well, we went out there and we salvaged a finish, but the race in me says we didn't get it done. So, anyway, I feel like I let these guys down a little bit.
Rudd said he hopes Stewart will be back next week at Pocono. As for Dover, the 20 car finished 25th, the worst in Stewart's career at this track, and he dropped 2 spots to 6th in the point chase. In Dover, Delaware, George Smith, ESPN.
Well, Kenseth got her done.
Yeah, he got her done. He got loose in that last lap because he was thinking about heading down Route 1 to get a Bloody Mary at the Starboard.
Yeah, he remains in 2nd place in the Nextel Cup point standing. 74 points back at Jimmy Johnson. Finished 6th at Dover. Dale Jr. leapfrog Stewart. He now sits in 4th. Jeff Gordon finished 12th on Sunday. He slips to 9th overall.
Road coverage. Driven by State Farm. Great service at great rates. You can get it all from State Farm.
From the pits to the diamond, we go inside Sports Center. Derek Jeter's team got routed on Sunday, and he got plunked. What's his status with the Sox rolling into the Bronx on Monday, and did Boston build some momentum before the showdown? Dwayne Wade and the Heat on the way to the NBA Finals. Find out what happened when Flash's phone rang, and it was Michael Jordan on the other end. And Terrell Owens seems to be getting along with his new teammates and head coach just fine, but do the Cowboys expect it to last? The players talking TO straight ahead.
Across America have chosen Singular Family Talk on the network with the fewest dropped calls of any wireless carrier. Singular Family Talk. Add a line for just $9.99. Plus, get a new LG camera phone. Singular, raising the bar.
I know you love me. I know you do. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Don't you? Don't you wish your girlfriend was fun like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was fun like me? Don't you?
Sports Center, brought to you by Singular, raising the bar. And new Heineken Premium Light. Make a smooth introduction.
Yankees took the first 2 games of their series in Baltimore by a run. Aaron Small on the hill facing Javi Lopez back behind the dish as Rodrigo Lopez is personal catcher, and he takes Small deep. He had 2 home runs in the game, routes the order of the day in the American League. This was one of them. Bottom 3, things fall apart. Miguel Tejada rips it up the middle. Melvin Moore scores 3-0. The next hitter is Ramon Hernandez, and when Small's sinker's not sinking, it's pretty hittable. And Hernandez rips the double to left. Second and third, nobody out. Next up, Kevin Millar with 2 men on, and Jorge Posada setting up outside, but it's in the fat part of the plate, and Millar smokes it. 3-run shot. Small so good last year, but might be on borrowed time in the Yankee rotation now with those pitchers on the DL getting healthy. It's 6-0 Orioles, still in the third. 2 batters later, Posada wants it down and in, but Brandon Fahey, it's up in his eyes, and he golfs it. If it's foul, it's a strike. If it's fair, it's the home run, and it's a home run. Small done after 2 2/3, 7 earned on 9 hits. That's the second home run for Fahey. Top 6, it's 10-0. Things get worse for the Yankees. Derek Jeter gets plunked on the right hand. Take a listen. X-rays negative on the bruised thumb. He is listed as day-to-day. Rodrigo Lopez now 3-0 with Javi Lopez as his personal catcher.
Red Sox take a 1/2 game lead over the Yankees if they win at Detroit. Tigers' Zach Minor making his major league debut. Top 5, 2-1. Kevin Youkilis kills Minor's buzz with that major shot. 7th homer. Red Sox up 3-1. Jim Leyland, come on out. Minor 4+ innings, 3 earned. Said he was out of whack. You want a whack? You want David Ortiz facing Jamie Walker. Still in the 5th. Whack. Ortiz 16th, back-to-back shots. Boston up 4-1. Ortiz 1 for 2, 2 ribs, 3 walks. 4-3 top 8, 2 on, 2 out. Leland brings in Jason Grilli, and he hits Youkilis to load the bases. The next batter, Ortiz, told you he walked 3 times. That one scores JT Snow, the Trey Garman lookalike from the University of Hawaii. Boston up 6-3, and then Manny Ramirez next. He homered earlier, 1-1 pitch, called the ball, and Jim Leyland, he's not happy. He's going to get his first ejection of the season. Said afterwards he never talks about umpires. He certainly talked to home plate umpire Paul Nowert right there. Earmuffs. Manny eventually draws the walk. Alex Cora scores. 3 pitchers combined to walk 4 batters, hit another in a 50-pitch inning. Really gets the worst of it. Next batter, he walks Trot Nixon. He didn't record an out. Boston wins it. 8-3 is your final. Well, that's a big one. We got 4 huge ones coming up because that's how it is between New York and Boston. Monday on ESPN, Mike Mussina and Josh Beckett. Get your Moose Bar. Tuesday, Red Sox starting rookie David Pauley at Yankee Stadium. There's a tall order. Wednesday, Kurt Schilling on the big stage and on ESPN. And Thursday is former teammate Randy Johnson, the series finale on ESPN2. World Series champion White Sox can cut the Tigers' lead to 1.5 games if Chicago beats visiting Texas. Mark Burley, 7-1 career against Texas, 5-0 at home against Texas. But the Rangers down 2-0. Jerry Hairston, top third, punches it to right center. Brian Anderson making the dive catch. That's good, Anderson. This is not. Later in the inning, 2 on, 2 out. Mark Teixeira flies to left center. Anderson, he's going to back up Pablo Osuna, right? Well, not if he's in front of him, he's not. Anderson not where he should be. 2 runs scored. Teixeira 4 for 5, 4 RBI. How about John Reinecker making his 3rd career start? Paul Konerko, 6-4-3 double play right there. Reinecker, 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned. How about Gerald Laird? He had a line. Top 6, Rangers up 3-2, 2 on. He lines it down the 3rd baseline. Rolls to the wall. Kevin Mench and Hairston both score. 7 of the Rangers' 14 hits were doubles. Burley, 7 innings, 6 earned. Laird, the backup catcher, doubled his home run and RBI totals for the season. 2 homers, 2 doubles, career high 4 hits, career high 4 RBI. That one off Cliff Polite. Rangers win it. 10-2 is your final. Hey, how big was this big leaguer's first big league home run, and what caused Willie to wince afterwards? High fives, highlights, and extra innings with the Mets and Giants. A lot more baseball straight ahead.
American golfers have fared very well on the other side of the Atlantic lately. Different style of golf, but they've dominated the British Open with 9 wins in 11 years. American tennis, on the other hand, is in a drought on the clay of Roland Garros. Andre Agassi, the only American champ in the last 13 years on the men's side, and he was the last American to make it even as far as round 3 until James Blake this year. He because of delays. Blake was playing on Sunday for the 3rd consecutive day, and he was a dog to Gael Monfils, the teenager. The Frenchman had a huge support from the crowd, and here Monfils up 5-4, and he is getting the crowd into it. Blake said he's faster than anyone I have ever played against. 5th set, 5-4. Monfils down the line to set up game point. He's up 30-love. Match point, Monfils serves. Blake fires long. He wins in 5-6-2, 6-7, 7-6, 5-7, 6-4. Monfils riding the wave of support as he moves on. James Blake exit in the 3rd round. No Americans left in the men's draw. 5 of the 7 men were gone after round 1, including Andy Roddick. But there is good men's tennis on Monday. ESPN2. Rafael Nadal looks to extend his clay court win streak to 57 against Leighton Hewitt, a man he has never beaten.
Well, Venus is the only planet that rotates clockwise, and Venus Williams, the only American still on the clock at the French Open, playing Patty Schneider. And Venus, 10th trip to Roland Garros, no French Open titles, reigning Wimbledon champion. Well, is this her year? That's her shot right there. Match point, Schneider serving, and Venus is going to go cross-court backhand, and it's returned wide. Lone flag waving gently in the wind is what she said after eliminating Schneider. Proof that the regular season means nothing. Getting you ready for the NBA Finals, why Dallas better forget about what the Heat did before the playoffs began.
At Terrell Owens at Cowboys camp, is it only a matter of time before he and Bill Parcells butt heads? You'll hear what Owens' new teammates think straight ahead.
I don't see it escalating anything over the top, but who knows? You know, we're all in this thing together.
MLB.tv now on ESPN.com. Sign up today.
Chevy offers more vehicles with OnStar than any other brand. If your airbag goes off, OnStar can contact help. Hands-free calling means OnStar lets you keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road. And with OnStar Vehicle Diagnostics, hundreds of checks are performed on your Chevy every month. And OnStar emails you the results. Chevy has all of this. Not Ford, not Dodge, not Toyota. Chevy with OnStar. That's an American revolution.
I was thinking,
Yeah?
you know, sometimes you find something so special and you just want to hold on to it. Beautiful on the outside, sure, but even more beautiful on the inside. You just want to lock it up forever.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Yeah. These can liners really lock in that Rocky Mountain taste. Hey, while you're up, grab me a beer.
Every Coors Light can has a specially designed liner to lock in that frost-brewed Rocky Mountain taste.
Sweet.
Coors Light. Taste the cold.
Hi, may I take your order?
I'd like a classic single combo, but instead of fries, I'd like a baked potato.
No problem.
No matter which combo you choose, only Wendy's gives you more choices than ever. Now pick one of 7 different sides at no extra cost, so you get the perfect combo. Everyone loves choices, so come to Wendy's and do what tastes right.
The world's game on the biggest stage. The FIFA World Cup begins Friday on ESPN and ABC.
I feel very comfortable shopping at Maple Leaf because they treat me as an individual. They always treat me right and give me a fair price and are honest with me. Maple Leaf, Geneseo.
Casting for bass, tracking deer, calling in geese. With a lineup that features all hunting, all fishing, all the time, there's nothing that comes close to the Sportsman Channel on the new Sports Pack from Mediacom. Plus, with Sports Pack, you get a wide range of NCAA sports like wrestling, baseball, and volleyball available to current Mediacom digital cable customers for only $3.95 a month. Just call 888-333-4039. The new Sports Pack, only on Mediacom.
We like Maple Leaf shuttle service because we're both busy people and we work in the Quad Cities. So it's nice to have a free loaner and that free service to help with the convenience of our busy lives.
Save plenty, Maple Leaf, Geneseo.
Wade soaring. Oh, wow. Nowitzki for 3. Yes. 50 points.
The highest elevation in the world, Mount Everest, was first successfully scaled in 1953. If the Dallas Mavericks are to capture the NBA title, they must conquer the league's largest obstacle, Mount Shaq. Both the Mavs and the Heat making their first expedition to the NBA Finals, but Shaq is clearly Sir Edmund Hillary of this bunch. 3 NBA titles and 3 MVPs and 5 trips to the top. Dallas may need a bigger Sherpa. Let's check out the regular season recap between these two. Shaq sat out the first one back in late November, had a sprained ankle. Josh Howard double-double. Dallas won at 103-90, just Miami's 8th loss in its past 61 home regular season games. Dwayne Wade had 23, Jay Will 24. The Mavs wore their P. Diddy designed road alternate unis. Heat 0 for 11 from 3. Dirk had 23, so the team and the city are great. Easy to get motivated for the game.
All right, so when they went to Dallas, Shaq was on the floor. This was in February, and the big fella is a big problem for Keith Van Horn. They had no answer for him. He led the Heat with 23. This is during a stretch when Dallas won 19 of 20. Once again, Dirk was indeed ready to shoot, Jack. He drained the 3, had 27, didn't even play in the 4th. The Mavs dump trucked the Heat 112-76, but Miami, after this beatdown, went on to win 15 out of 16. Now, the Heat's combined record against Dallas, New Jersey, and Detroit during the regular season was 2-8. So clearly you can't glean too much from that, because in the playoffs thus far, Miami, with Shaq playing when it matters most, dispatched the Nets 4-1. Then they took out the Pistons 4-2 to get to their first ever NBA Finals.
You know, coverage of the NBA Finals begins Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 7 p.m. in Dallas on ABC. Now, here's the early line from our Sports Nation poll. Who will win the NBA Finals? Well, only 3 states think Dallas will win. Texas, Oklahoma, that state that is home to the Pistons.
A little bitter beer face up there.
Yeah, no doubt. Wild one at Shea Stadium, 2nd straight extra inning affair. They got work-life balance issues up there playing a day game. Bottom 2, Barry Bonds with issues. David Wright had just homered over his head, and then Andy Chavez, that's playable, but Bonds can't make the play. Chavez with the triple after the miscue. Bottom 3rd, Paul LaDuca. Man on 2nd, he's going to try and move him to 3rd. Matt Morris brought his adult glove. Morris 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned. Let's go to the 8th. It's 3-1 Mets. 2 on, no outs for Lance Negro. Jose Reyes, there's a double play ball until he gacked it. Everyone's safe. That brings up Bonds, bases loaded. Grounds the pitch to first. Fielder's choice RBI. Giants down 3-2. They'd end the inning up 4-3. Bonds left the game for a pinch runner. Bottom 8, David Wright. How's it? Deep to right. 2nd of the game, 10th of the season. That one off Kevin Correa. Game tied. We go 10th inning. Extras again for these two. Ray Durham, 2 outs. Aaron Heilman.
Swinging a base hit up.
Right up the middle. Jason Ellison, Bonds replacement, scores. It's 5-4. Now, Mets fans, 6-4, bottom 10. You know Armando Benitez. Jose Valentin, well, his 5th of the year makes it 6-5. The former Met Benitez, and Mets fans have seen that before, and they've seen this before. This is the blow-in save. 2 batters later, Lasting's Millett, first Major League home run. So the game's tied. Top of the next inning, Millage. Well, he's young and he's giving the fans a few high fives. We're not in Norfolk anymore. Willie talked to him after that one. Blowing save, but blowing game here. Heath Bell, Pedro Feliz singles. Negro scores. Ellison throwing out. Didn't matter. 7-6. Jeremy Accardo gets right. Delgado and Valentin. 1-2-3, bottom 12.
Reds looking for their first ever sweep in Minute Maid. Elizardo Ramirez was supposed to face Roy Oswalt, but he was scratched with back spasms. Here, bottom 5, bases loaded. Craig Biggio's bid for extra bases robbed by Ken Griffey Jr. Brad Ausmus would score on the sac fly. Biggio would later pass Hank Aaron on the all-time doubles list for with 625. That gets him in a 9th. Now, this is the bottom of the 8th, and that's David Weathers facing Chris Burke. Burke had 2 hits. This one brings in Mike Lamb and ties the game at 3. Top 10. Tied at 3 still. Dan Wheeler facing Felipe Lopez, who had a 1-for-5 day, but the knock was a big one. Serves this the other way and puts the Reds up by a score of 4-3. Ryan Friel is hustling all the way around. He comes in, and that's the score as we head to the bottom of the 10th. Todd Coffey facing Chris Burke, and Burke doubles to left, bringing in Biggio, and we are tied at 4. Top of the 11th, 2 outs, 1 on. Russ Springer facing Ryan Friel, who tells him that's a great pitch. Serious. For me to poop. His 3rd home run of the year, and the Reds get the sweep. He had 2 home runs in the game, did Friel.
Only a matter of time before there's TNT Dynamite in Dallas, right? T.O. and Tuna. Well, what the Cowboy players are saying about that, plus final round at the Memorial featuring a very memorable shot, Phil Mickelson. See why lefty still fell short. So many plays, so little time. How can we choose the 10 best from one of the year's busiest weeks? You cannot miss that.
It's a simple thing, just a ball and a goal. But once every 4 years, that simple thing drastically changes the world. It closes the schools, closes the shops, closes a city, stops a war. A simple ball fuels the passion and pride of nations. It gives people everywhere something to hope for. Gives countries respect where respect is in short supply, and achieves more than the politicians ever could. Once every 4 years, a ball does the impossible. And if history means anything, the world as we know it is about to change.
The FIFA World Cup on ESPN and ABC.
Here are your Fanatics Grill Platters.
Beef, pork, and ribs, sausage. That's what I'm talking about.
Friday's new Meat Fanatics Grill menu featuring our flat iron steak, now just $8.99.
Someday, you'll be able to deliver your data how and where you need it along a secure local-to-global IP network. Someday, all your communications will work together through a wide range of IP solutions. Welcome to Verizon Business, where you'll get more than a network. You'll get the commitment of people who care about your business as much as you do. People who are accountable for making it all work for you. Someday is today. Verizon Business, where global capability comes together with personal accountability.
Well, you're part duck, part beaver, and part otter.
I am a bit of a hodgepodge. But look at you. Part SUV, part van, part surf wagon.
Where does a platypus learn a word like hodgepodge?
It has been said that innovation is an art. Yet, the one true test of this art form is the value it brings us. The results. Anything else is just showing off. IBM. Innovation for results.
Final round of the Memorial Tournament from Dublin, Ohio. Carl Peterson with a win would qualify for the U.S. Open. I'll explain the semantics of that in just a moment. Peterson on the 4th hole for birdie. He's used a long putter pretty much for his whole career. He's a Swede by way of NC State from 22 feet, bottoms up. He moved to 12 under on the 11th hole. 4th shot to the par 5. This is a tough one. Pitching downhill, got to be careful, but that useful shot, that useful. Back to 12 under for the tournament. Shot of the day, Phil Mickelson. So much talk this week about the bunkers. They used a different rake, and it was hard to get it out of the bunkers. You couldn't get any spin. This is impossible. It's buried in the lip. Oh, but that's Phil Mickelson with a golf club in his hand. Are you joking? Unbelievable for Mickelson. He finished at 9 under, 3 shots behind this man. 15 for birdie again. Bottoms up, 13 under. Take a look at the IBM shot length. Peterson, 4 putts outside of 10 feet in his final round that he made, including a 26-footer. He made 95% of his putts inside 10 feet for the week. That'll win you a tournament, but not just any tournament. The one in Columbus, well, suburban Columbus, Dublin, where the fans are great and where Jack Nicklaus is the host. You get a handshake and a milkshake. Peterson said he only had one milkshake in the week. Andy North once had about 14 in a day. Take a look at the final leaderboard. And an interesting note on Peterson. The top 50 in the world rankings as of last Monday automatically qualified for the U.S. Open. Well, last Monday, Peterson fell to 51st by 1/100th of a point. But as a result of this win, which is his second since the last U.S. Open, he's in the field for Winged Foot in the U.S. Open in 2 weeks.
Bill Parcells is a Hall of Famer. If he ever retires for good, there has been bad with good, as there is for all of us. The benching of Phil Simms in Parcells' first season with the Giants. The rift with Patriots owner Robert Kraft after Super Bowl 31. The fumbled handoff of the Jets' job to Bill Belichick. Not making the playoffs in his last 2 seasons in Dallas. The jury has yet to be impaneled for the coach's next big case. Ed Werder has more.
While their embryonic coexistence has produced nothing of consequence through its first weekend, confrontation is assumed inevitable between old-school Cowboys coach Bill Parcells and flamboyant Terrell Owens, whose perceived self-indulgence contributed to failed relationships with 2 previous teams.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
I think my relationship with Coach Parcells right now is, I think it's under a microscope and everybody's kind of waiting for us to bump heads, but I really don't see it happening.
I don't see it escalating anything over the top, but who knows? You know, we're all in this thing together. TO, coach, all of us, we're all in together.
They might butt heads, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, Coach Parcells is controlling this ship, and you know, we're just following his lead.
Parcells remains a forceful presence with a history of handling strong personalities. While refusing to publicly discuss Owens until training camp next month, Parcells has been seen talking to him during practice sessions. The coach also says he generally doesn't mind players with egos as long as they don't undermine team goals.
I'm not discouraging egos, because you need that to win your individual battles. But at the end, it's still a team competition. And what you do as an individual, it may contribute or it may be a deterrent to your team winning.
If something comes up, whether it's him, whether it's another player, it's always been something that I've been very comfortable handling, and something that obviously has been a strength of Bill's over the years.
I fit in well. I think if they didn't think I was going to fit in, I don't think I would be here.
During minicamp, Owens described his union with Parcells as, quote, a marriage made in heaven. Well, Parcells is prepared for divorce just in case, having already told owner Jerry Jones he doesn't intend to tolerate any bad behavior from Owens. With the Cowboys, I'm Ed Werder, ESPN.
Dallas-Miami going to the NBA Finals. How about Dallas-Miami Super Bowl 6? Roger Staubach hits Lance Allworth. He caught everything. That was a Craig Morton thing myself. Yeah. Chuck Howley, remember he was the Super Bowl MVP when the boys lost to the Colts? Well, he picks off that pass right there by Bob Greasy, and that has set up Roger Staubach, who was the MVP of this game, to a guy named Mike Ditka. He had a pretty good career as well. Cowboys won the game. They win the Super Bowl 24-3. All right, mentioned Miami, Dallas basketball teams, first NBA Finals appearance. Miami area has seen just 2 major sports titles in the last 30 years, and both by the Marlins, 97 and 03. The Dallas area saw the Cowboys win 3 Super Bowls during the 90s. The Stars took Lord Stanley Cup in 99, but no such luck for Big D since the turn of the century.
Segway? Florida Marlins. They got swept at home by Colorado this year, looking to return the flavor in Coors. This is Hanley Ramirez, and Hanley is manly. It's his 3rd home run of the year. The Marlins are up 4-2. In the bottom of the 7th, Scott Olson facing Garrett Atkins. Matt Holliday at first. Atkins sends a shot to the gap. We are going to need an Amansky quality relay. And Hanley Ramirez gets the throw, and he's right on the money. Matt Traynor blocks the plate, and Holliday's out of the dish. Great defensive play. Florida gets its first ever sweep in Colorado, gave up only 5 runs in the 3 games in Coors. That's saying something.
Brave new world for the Diamondbacks. Arizona goes for the 4-game sweep in Atlanta. Jeff Devan and fouling the Jorge Sosa pitch back in the top first. Then he has the home plate ump. Hey, Doug Eddings, I need to go get some more pine tar. And Eddings says, no. So Devan comes back to the plate. No tar, no problem, because Sosa has just 1 win in his last 12 appearances. So Devan has got to get up there and I said no tar. Get in the batter's box.
Why can't he go
play.
get more tar?
Because Doug Eddings is the boss, and now Devannon is the boss.
I don't need no stinking pine tar, Doug. How about that?
Not the boss of me. Devannon's third, 1-0 Diamond.
You're not the boss of me.
Tony Clark. He loves facing Sosa. 3 at-bats, 3 home runs. Once with the Yankees and twice with the Diamondbacks. But he's 4 for 40 coming into this game. So there's no way, right?
Not even a real act.
No. So top 2, Clark, and oh man, one man's pleasure is another man's pain. It's 4 in a row. Clark going deep on Sosa, his 4th of the season. Diamondbacks up 2-0. Then how about Damian Easley? 3 home runs on Saturday, swinging a bat made from the wood of a tree felled by lightning. Off Chris Rietzma, Diamondbacks roll 9-3, and they sweep the 4-game set in Atlanta from the Braves. Road rage on display Sunday, and the anger not easing after the race. How one driver summed up the performance of another.
A guy like that just blatantly takes the kid out. I mean, just stupid.
And some baseball players doing their best imitations of IRL cars Sunday. Get ready for some nasty collisions on the diamond, bringing the pain plus.
Chevy offers more vehicles with OnStar than any other brand. If your airbag goes off, OnStar can contact help. Hands-free calling means OnStar lets you keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road. And with OnStar Vehicle Diagnostics, hundreds of checks are performed on your Chevy every month. And OnStar emails you the results. Chevy has all of this. Not Ford, not Dodge, not Toyota. Chevy with OnStar. That's an American revolution.
I just told him we were going to KFC.
KFC wants to put your All-Stars on TV. Just go to ESPN.com, keyword KFC, and vote for your youth baseball team to appear in ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series.
After you.
Oh, thanks.
Have a nice day.
UPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
Well, it's been a long day for Strahan.
What a lovely shot.
Hey, maybe it's your deodorant. Let's start over. No, this time start with new Right Guard Sport Deodorant, now packed with even more scent. Right Guard, start right and right.
On DVD, they were players no one believed in.
Thank you for keeping us together.
But they changed the game forever.
Coach Haskins is starting 5 black players, a first in NCAA history.
Glory Road. Own it on DVD Tuesday, June 6th.
The NBA Finals start Thursday on ABC.
Watching my opponents, I'm reminded of 2 kids in a food fight.
I'm right. No, I'm right.
For Congress, we can do better. I'm campaigning on my plan to end illegal immigration and defend the border, to lower gasoline prices, to reform the tax system, and to clean up Congress. We need principled leadership, not the same old food fights. I'm Brian Kennedy. I approve this message, and on June 6th, I'd appreciate your vote.
Menards is the place where you'll always save big money. Give your home the look that lasts with Dutch Boy Paint. Exterior DuraWeather provides a durable lifetime finish. Flat is on sale $15.99 a gallon after rebate. Right now, all Geldwin stock and special order windows are 12% off our already low prices. Choose from the look of real wood with a 20-year warranty or lifetime warranty vinyl. Plus, there's 0 payments and no interest till spring with your big card.
Save big money at Menards.
Washington trying to sweep a Milwaukee team that has dropped 7 in a row. Top 4, Nats up 1-0. Brendan Harris facing Jorge De La Rosa. Hops it down the right field line. Prince Fielder, who's 6 feet 260. Jeff Jenkins, 6'1", 210. That's a whole lot of man. They're both in 0 for 15 slumps, and then this. Ouchie. They run into each other. 260-pound Fielder lays out Jenkins. Fielder would remain in the game, but Jenkins would later leave with a mild concussion. When things are going bad, they are going bad. Top 6, Nats up 2-0, runner on second, and De La Rosa will intentionally walk Michael Vento to get to the pitcher, Tony Armas Jr., and he didn't mean to walk him, but he did. Bases loaded. Ned Yost seen enough Joe Winklesass comes in to face Alfonso Soriano, who had already grounded into a bases-loaded double play. This time he empties the bases with a grand slam. That's up 6-0. De La Rosa vexed. Soriano's got 2 home runs in the game, 21 on the year. Bottom 6, Bill Hall facing Armash Jr. Hall strikes out looking, doesn't like the call, drops the bat. Jim Wolf not pleased, but he doesn't give Hall the gate. When Ned Yost comes out to argue, however, Jim Wolf says, "You, sir, can go. You create something," like inward singing. Brewers lose their 8th straight, 8-4. Soriano's day, week, season, all good enough for us to declare him the Dockers all-around performer for the season. .312 batting average, 21 dingers, 43 RBI, likely to pass Pujols in homers and RBI the next couple of weeks. Says his skipper, Frank Robinson, "You're playing with fire. Sooner or later, he'll get you." May not be the prototypical leadoff hitter. Found a home at the top of the Nationals order in 2006. When he bats first in the lineup, .357 and 15 taters. The average dips when he bats anywhere else in the lineup. He's also been pretty good in left field. Leads the majors in assists, Neil. Thank you. I'm here for you.
Phillies and Dodgers in L.A. Grady's Gangs won 13 of its last 15 home games, bottom 7. Kenny Lofton up 2 on Dodgers, down a run. Real Cormier has just come in, and this is what he's just given up. Russell Martin comes around to score. Runners advance on the bad throw by Aaron Rowan. We're tied at 3. Top 8, Chase Utley. Runner on second, Joe Beimel. That's back-to-back doubles he's given up. Gave up the first to Jimmy Rollins to start the inning, and Jimmy scores, and we're up 4-3. 2 batters later, Ryan Howard up. Runner's corner, chopped to first. Almedo signs, comes home, and Chase Utley, 6'1", 185. Hello. Throw was off. Utley knocked the ball out from Martin, and the Phillies go on to win 6-4. What do they say? Oh, happy day?
Oh, happy days. If you predicted a Carolina-Edmonton Stanley Cup Finals, oh, you are the one. Neither team was even in the playoffs the last time there were NHL playoffs. And this postseason, the Hurricanes own the most lethal power play, while the Oilers have been the most efficient penalty killers. One thing these teams have in common, deafening buildings. Carolina, one of the loudest. Edmonton players say they have never heard anything like the noise that has accompanied their unlikely run. Time to hear some thoughts on the eve of the Cup Finals.
But I feel like there was, it's the 2 teams that deserve it the most, 2 teams playing with the most confidence, getting the best goaltending, getting timely goals, and playing big in the big games.
I think it would be very disappointing for everybody in our locker room if we don't finish it out and do it up the way we've envisioned it. And, you know, I don't think satisfaction or you know, feeling comfortable just getting here is not, I don't think, in anybody's mindset in our locker room.
Oilers looking to win the Stanley Cup for Canada for the first time in 13 years. Check out that crowd up there. They are nuts. Cam Ward will most likely become the first rookie goalie to start a game in the Stanley Cup Finals since the Flyers' Ron Hextall in '87. Hextall won the Conn Smythe that year as the playoff MVP as Flyers they lost to those Oilers. More on the Stanley Cup Finals now on ESPN.com. But right here, right now, Barry Melrose breaking down the finals.
Well, the most exciting individual matchup of the final round is probably 2 of the biggest players in the final round. Chris Pronger, who's made a living out of closing out and shutting down the other team's best player. Also, Eric Stahl, the best player, the leading scorer of the playoffs for Carolina. Pronger will be on the ice just about for every shift that Craig McTavish can get him on for. He will play head-to-head against Stahl as much as he can. Now, I'm going to pick Carolina in 6 games. I think they're a little deeper. I think they got more weapons offensively and defensively, and also I think the rust factor. I think Edmonton has missed too many days, too much time off. I think it'll affect them early in the series.
We're all in mourning here at the studios as Barry has left to cover the Stanley Cup Finals.
We all want to be him.
Coolest guy in the room has left. Sports Nation weighing in on the Stanley Cup Finals. And the popular vote very close. The Oilers getting 51%. Oilers also the favorite in 28 of the 50 states. So far, the Canes do not win a state west of Louisiana and Arkansas.
Not sure who France is picking in the hockey, but let's go back to the French Open. Women's top seed Amélie Mauresmo against 17-year-old Nicole Villadassova. Mauresmo's from France, so this should be her place, but it isn't. She just never gets it going. Backhand winner down the line for Villadassova. And she's going to beat Mauresmo, the 1 seed, 6-7, 6-1, 6-2, and the 17-year-old moves on to the quarterfinals to face American Venus Williams.
Another top seed bounced off the clay, Maria Sharapova, taking on Marat Safin's younger sister. Sharapova in control. 3rd set, she's up. After that beautiful cross-court volley, 5-1. But Safina doesn't quit. Down 5-3 in the 3rd. Safina, yes. Match point, Safina. Yes. She wins 18 of the last 21 points, and she advances. Time now for the ultimate highlight.
The ultimate highlight. Brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you?
Oh! Wade puts it in! Ford races back and makes a leaping catch. Rafael Nadal, 54 straight. That's a game winner for Indy Chavez. Oh, what a block by Wallace. Does he hang on to it?
This life we lead is never boring. New things come with every morning. Every day is a second chance. The start of a divine romance. Take a breath and jump right in. No type of imposition could ever make me change.
Thank you. We made a mistake. Would you please take her?
Don't let down.
The ultimate highlight. Brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you?
An ultimate highlight machine in his own right. Dwayne Wade on Flash and Shaq versus Kobe and Shaq. The Yanks hoping Jeter's injury won't keep him out long. Boston hurting too. Is the door now open for another AL East team? And racism in soccer with the World Cup approaching, what some of the game's best are subjected to.
Monkey chants and people spitting at me, whatever you can imagine.
We gave it a 4.6-liter V8 with enhanced horsepower and torque for greater towing capacity. The new 7-passenger GL is more Mercedes to love.
More bars in more places. That's what people have come to expect from Singular. And now they can expect even more. Testing from the leading independent research company proves that Singular's all-over network has the fewest dropped calls of any wireless network. The fewest dropped calls. Proof that we mean what we say. Raising the bar.
So, Mater, now that you're a big star, you're gonna need an agent.
Yeah, McQueen, to get me into all them big parties and find me a shack in the hills and... Hey, I can't see!
Actually, you need a different kind of agent. Maybe a good neighbor.
Call a State Farm agent and get the good neighbor service you can count on anytime, anywhere. And check out Cars, the new Disney Pixar film, only in theaters.
I feel better already.
I'd like a classic single combo, but instead of fries, I'd like a baked potato.
No problem. Only Wendy's gives you combos with more choices than ever. Now choose from 7 different sides at no extra cost. Do Wendy's. Do what tastes right.
Before it became my acquisition, it was my ambition.
We gave it over 80 cubic feet of cargo space, so you have room for anything. And everything.
Hans?
The new 7-passenger GL. It's more Mercedes to love.
Angels and Indians traded routes in the first 2 games of their set. CC Sabathia 5-1. The ERA is pencil thin. He has been tough to touch. The Angels apparently didn't read the scouting report. Sean Figgins leads off with a blast to left, his 3rd of the season. Angels up 1-0. 3 batters later, what's colder than cold? Ice cold. Vlad Guerrero. I mean, you can't even explain the guy. The iceberg gulfs out his 15th of the season. As you take another look, he's clearly fooled, but it just doesn't matter. Off his front foot, he just sort of flails at it, one-handed Eddie Murray style from back in the day. Angels lead it 2-0. Top 3, it's 5-0, and Mike Napoli smokes another home run out, his 3rd of the season. The Angels leading at 7-0, so after they won a rout in the opener, got routed in the second, clearly they're going to win this rout. Every American League game settled by at least 4 runs or more. Sabathia, 5 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned. John Lackey, on the other hand, pitched beautifully. 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, struck out 4. Angels win at 14-2.
Sitting on the dock in the Bay, watching the Twins and Athletics play in Oakland. Carlos Silva, Rich Harden, both getting starts after being hurt. Frank Thomas hurt Silva right there, doubles down the left field line in the bottom of the second, but Thomas takes his time. Lou Ford almost throws him out at second now. Thomas would go on to score, but he left the game. The big hurt with a hurt in his left foot. Marco Scutero, not much of a hurt, batting a .141 this season. He got 3 hits, raised his average to a .71, scored 2 right there. Harden strikes out his last 5 outs are strikeouts, but he was on a pitch count because of the DL thing. Through 79, he came out after 4. How about Joe Mauer power? How about Nick Swisher getting it done with the glove? And that's worth another look. Reads it well and makes the grab. A's win 5-1. Twins score only 4 runs in the 4-game series.
You may not believe that what you are about to see and hear can actually occur and in some cases be tolerated in 2006. But the reality is, throughout Europe, soccer players of color are often subjected to racist acts and language as they play what is known as the beautiful game overseas. The World Cup, the globe's single largest event, begins Friday on ESPN and ABC. And the joy of cultural celebration is tempered by concerns over controlling racist outbursts. Jeremy Schaap on the beautiful game turned ugly.
Carlos Kameni is from Cameroon in West Africa. He plays goal for the Spanish club team Espanyol, one of the strongest teams in perhaps the strongest league in the world. But even fans in his own stadium shower him with racist slurs and bananas.
When I see a banana on the field, I think, I'm not a monkey, I'm a human. It's hard for those far away to understand. But on one hand, I'm a respected member of the team. And on the other hand, I'm an animal.
Mark Zorro was 18 years old when he left his native Ivory Coast, the nation he'll represent at this World Cup, to play soccer in Italy. For 3 years, he's played for the Sicilian team Messina, and in nearly every game, fans have taunted him. Finally, last fall, during a game against Inter Milan, Zorro had had enough. He picked up the ball and threatened to walk off the field. 2 players from the opposing team rushed to Zorro's side, imploring him to stay on the field and the fans to stop.
I couldn't take it anymore. What I did was instinctive. They were in my head. My head was so full of what they were saying, I couldn't concentrate on the game. And I couldn't go on like that. And I had to pick up the ball.
When Zorro next played Inter Milan, some fans held up a banner that read, "Peanuts and bananas are the pay for your infamy." 3 months after the Zorro incident, Samuel Eto'o, a striker for Barcelona and one of the world's best players, found himself in a similar situation. Eto'o, like Kameni from Cameroon, was playing on the road at Zaragoza, home to some of Spain's most openly racist fans. Angry and frustrated by the monkey chants that resounded every time he touched the ball, Eto'o repeatedly cried, "No mas, no more."
It is not the right answer to lose it, but I think sometimes people should understand why.
French striker Thierry Henry is one of the most acclaimed players on the planet. But like Samuel Eto'o, being an elite player hasn't spared him from racist slurs.
I can tell you, so many times, monkey chants and people spitting at me when I was taking a throw-in or a corner kick. Whatever you can imagine.
Americans might find it difficult to understand how and why there are so many overt displays of racism in European soccer. But there's never been anything akin to the U.S. civil rights movement in Europe, in part because there are so few black Europeans. What is taboo in the U.S. simply isn't in Europe. The continent, in fact, is home to dozens of far-right political parties, many of which have become popular by breeding fear of black and Muslim immigrants. European soccer has also long been a bastion of hooliganism. In the stadiums, all of this makes for a combustible mix.
The biggest thing that we faced, and we're facing it now in continental Europe, is denial. People saying, it's only a few individuals, don't worry about them. What problem? I don't see a problem. It's not to do with race, it's to do with the culture, it's to do with a footballing form of abuse.
It's not just some fans who are guilty of racism. 18 months ago, Luis Aragonés, the coach of the Spanish national team, was preparing his team for a World Cup qualifier against France when he was overheard exhorting one of his players by insulting France's Thierry Henry.
To be honest, the first time I heard it, I thought it was a joke. One of my teammates came up in my room and said, "Did you see what Luis Aragonés said about you?" And I said, "No, just, and then told me what he said, and I went, come on." He said, no, it's on TV, they have it on TV. I said, how can they have that on TV? And I put the TV on, and there it was. I was speechless.
The Spanish Federation fined Aragonés $5,000. He will be coaching Spain this month at the World Cup. Aragonés continues to insist that he has done nothing wrong.
I cannot understand it. When I have gypsy friends, black, yellow friends, this is not me. It has nothing to do with me. What happens is that it is done to bother the football player. It's also done with fatness. They call them fat. It's the same.
It's very different to say someone's got a big nose or big ears or is going bald or is fat. And we've never had in this country or other nations people being killed or maimed in the street because they're fat.
There have been times when extremism in the stands has spilled onto the field. For example, Paulo Di Canio, a striker on the Roman team Lazio, has several times returned the fascist salute to the fascist fans who worship him. Europe's national soccer federations have the power to regulate behavior in the stands and on the field, but most have taken no action.
When people were complaining about it sometimes, the authorities and even the referees on the pitch were just saying to you or whoever was getting abused, get on with it. Okay, I have to get on with it, but you would like also after that the authorities do something about it.
A year ago, Henry did something himself. In conjunction with Nike, he launched a star-studded TV and print campaign in Europe urging fans to help fight racism.
Stand up. Speak up. So many people, close their eyes on what is happening right now and don't want to talk about it because it became a normality. I just wanted to make people aware that that's not something that should happen in a game that we love, and also to make people aware sometimes that if you're in the stand and you hear someone doing that, to make them realize that that is not something to do. To talk about it. Even if it's one person in the stadium, it's one too many.
Seeing someone who is possibly the world's best player to say, no, this is wrong, I don't accept this, is very, very significant. But it's a balance, it's not their responsibility in 2006 to be taking on these types of battles. There are people paid lots of money to run the game, to make sure that that's done in the most efficient way and ensure the welfare of everybody.
FIFA, soccer's world governing body, has always left the problem to each country's federation. But in March, with the World Cup and all the attendant media coverage 3 months away, FIFA President Sepp Blatter decided to act. He announced new and harsh regulations that will penalize teams whose players, coaches, officials, or fans engage in racist conduct. Penalties would affect league standings and World Cup eligibility. Financially, the consequences could be huge.
There have been a lot of incidents, certainly, the last few months, but this has been going on for years. Why hasn't the problem been addressed before?
Because the national associations or the leagues, they haven't done their homework. But now they will be obliged to do so, and FIFA will have not only let's say the right to monitor it, but the right to intervene if the right actions are not taken. And we will do it. We will do it.
During the World Cup, the new regulations will apply to players, coaches, and officials, but not to fans. There are concerns that some fans might taunt their own players in an effort to have their opponents penalized. The stakes will be high. With the world watching, any racist incident would indelibly stain the beautiful game.
What will happen to fans, say, in Germany during the World Cup who taunt black players?
Yeah, where? Outside of the stadium? No, if they do it in the stadium, then I abandon. Then we close stadium, we go home. Definitely.
No, seriously.
No, seriously. Listen, if in this World Cup, with all the educational work we are doing now, and we still have that, then something is wrong in our society. And I don't know where we have to go.
You heard Sepp Blatter of FIFA threaten to abandon World Cup matches where racist behavior is exhibited. Again, the ultimate penalty, the loss of 3 points in the standings, will apply only to players and team officials, not to fans, where most of the reported incidents have occurred. That loss of 3 points, which is the equivalent of a win, would likely doom any country from advancing out of group play.
Dwayne Wade has led the Heat to its first ever NBA Finals. Find out what Michael Jordan called to tell him, plus Flash answers the tough ones.
If you're a GM starting a team and you could have any player you want, how soon would you pick D. Wade?
SportsCenter always goes to the wall to find the best. No, it's not the best plays of the day. It's the best plays of the week. Can you spell awesome? 10 best coming up.
Before it became our everyday, it was our someday.
Yeah, so I'm taking Katie out dancing this weekend. You think you could teach me some moves? What? Yeah. Everybody knows you guys know how to dance, right?
You guys. You mean all us Jetta guys, right? I thought you were my friend.
Stereotyping is stupid. Sure, Volkswagen owners are 57% more likely to go dancing, but that doesn't mean they're all dancers. Lose your ignorance at thejettareport.com.
Here are your Fanatics grill platters.
Beef, pork, and real sausage.
Friday's new Meat Fanatics grill menu featuring our flat iron steak, now just $8.99.
My own kind have turned against me. Yet I alone hold the key to saving our future.
Underworld Evolution on DVD and coming soon to Blu-ray.
GPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
It's only June, but this has October written all over it.
Drive down the right field line. It's a grand slam!
Red Sox Yankees, national telecast including Boston and New York tomorrow at 7 p.m. on ESPN.
Hi, I'm Brian Kennedy. I'm in Zapata, Texas, on the banks of the Rio Grande River, our border with Mexico. Unless we defend this border, we won't be defending our homeland. My plan to defend our homeland is to put an additional 10,000 Border Patrol agents on this border. As your congressman, I'll fight to defend this border. I'm Brian Kennedy. I approve this message to defend our border and end illegal immigration.
Mediacom Main Street Channel 72 is one of the Quad City's best resources to buy or sell your home. If you're a realtor, you can run any number of properties on your own section of the home show. You can post homes to Channel 72 simply, right through the internet. If you're a potential buyer, you can find a huge selection of homes to choose from on Channel 72's home show. For more information on properties, you can check us out on MediacomMainStreet.com. Becoming the first real estate resource that people turn to. Get exposure. Mediacom Main Street Channel 72.
With the Indy 500 in their rearview mirrors, the IndyCar Series ran its IRL Watkins Glen Grand Prix in New York. Wet conditions. Last week's 500 winner Sam Hornish. Sour milk this weekend. Wet stuff causes stuff like that. Hornish spins out. Take a look if you were Dan Weldon, the previous 500 winner. Hornish spins out right in front of him. Sam would finish 12th. Lap 20, trouble for Danica Patrick. Spins out just after they had gone green. A yellow breeds yellow. Danica red hot. Here's why. Eddie Cheever in the 51 admitted later he touched Danica's right. Here's Danica in the pits.
This is ridiculous out there. Cheever is an idiot.
Cheever is an idiot, what she said. Others would say the same. Indianapolis 500 runner-up Marco Andretti, the rookie, turned the day's fastest lap. It was irrelevant. Let's flash back. Practice earlier this year in St. Pete. Cheever, Andretti. Snap back to reality. Marco going to lose some gravity right here. The oldest driver knocks out the youngest. Their day is done. Cheever said he was running on cold tires and was just trying to hold the line. You can see what Cheever looked like according to Andretti, and now you can hear what Michael Andretti, Marco's father, thought about it all.
The guy's a waste. You know, he did it on purpose. It's so blatant. I mean, he does it all the time whenever any of us come up behind. A guy doesn't belong out on the racetrack. Complete idiot.
Andretti out. Scott Dixon energized in the Energizer ride, running without his rain tires on late. Chip Ganassi Racing and gets it done. Dixon wins the Watkins Glen Indy Grand Prix for the second straight year.
He's probably happy the day ago. From the track to the course, the ladies, the ShopRite Classic. Annika Sorenstam, one stroke off the lead, starting the day at 9 under. 14th hole, par 4. This is from Trenton, and they're playing in Atlantic City. Stop it. Annika. She's Annika. That's why it drops. Moved to 11 under. Finished 13 under. But on the 13th hole, Sunhwa Lee with the approach. Can I do Sam Torrance twice in one show? I guess if it's a different highlight, and it is a useful shot. Useful shot. She birdied the hole, moves to 14 under. For birdie on the last, she rolls it in from 10 feet, 63, finishes 16 under. They douse her with beer, but Sunhwa, don't drink it. She's only 20. Lee's win makes her the 6th South Korean, the 6th to win an LPGA Tour event in 2006. Just to put it into perspective on the LPGA Tour this year, 6 players from South Korea have won an event. Only 6 other players from the rest of the world have won a tour event in 06. The only 2 Americans that can claim a victory, Christy Kerr and Julie Inkster. Annika still stuck on just 1 win.
After Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Dwayne Wade was asked to detail just how sick he was prior to sending the Pistons to their figurative deathbeds. Wade admitted he was throwing up, which he admitted was of some concern because that's not something he does. Wade's projectiles are reserved for the basketball court, and after a slow start, he hurled Miami into the NBA Finals. Wade spills his guts, figuratively, with Rachel Nichols in our Sunday conversation.
Just a kid in a candy store right now.
Oh, Wade! Here goes Wade! Oh, he puts it in! Wade does it again!
You're sitting there in the hospital with an IV in your arm. What are you thinking about playing that night?
I'm looking at the clock, and the time is just ticking and ticking. I'm like, okay, I got to be at the gym at 6:30. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, and I'm trying to get mentally prepared for a game, but at the same time, I'm not feeling good at all.
What did Pat Riley say to you before Game 6?
Oh, well, he looked at me and he said, "You ready?" you know, and I looked at him, I said, I'm ready. He said, you sure? I said, I'm sure. He said, all right.
So you're in the NBA Finals. Describe just how ugly it was the last time you guys played the Mavericks in the regular season.
Well, it was nasty. You know, we got embarrassed, you know, on live TV. You know, we lost by 40 points. And I remember sitting on the bench, you know, coach took us out in the third quarter. I remember sitting on the bench, just the ugliest loss I've ever been a part of. And after the game, we sat in the locker room and really talked about what it's going to take, you know, for this Miami Heat team to get over the hump. And or there's going to be a season, you know, worth for nothing. And that was a turning point for this ball club.
When you were a kid, what was the NBA Finals game that when you went out on the blacktop or in the driveway that you pretended you were playing?
Well, let's see, the first one was probably the first championship when, you know, when Jordan, you know, hit the Lakers with the move and he went up and brought it down to the other side. I went right in the backyard right after that and late at night and tried to go up and do it. I couldn't do it because I ain't had no hang time at the time.
What interaction have you had with Michael Jordan?
I had some. You know, actually, I talked to him before the Detroit series started. It was actually a late call. I was sitting watching, you know, Cleveland play Detroit when we was waiting, and it was a great talk. You know, one thing he told me is that, you know, for one, he loved the way I play. You know, he's rooting for me. Told me to stay off the ground. I'm like a kid again, you know, listening to Jordan talk.
If you're a GM starting a team and you could have any player you want, how soon would you pick D. Wade?
I'm gonna go in the top three. I'm gonna go in the top three because I'm gonna start my team with a center, and I'm gonna take Shaq first. You know, no matter how old he is, I'm gonna start with a center, and then I'm gonna go either D. Wade or LeBron. D. Wade or LeBron, and but I'll be in my top three.
What's the one thing you've done that's amazed even you?
Well, the one thing that I do that probably amazes me and probably amazes, you know, probably anybody besides my mother, because she's been seeing since I was young, is every time I hit the ground, I'm going to find a way to get up. And, you know, that's why I kind of went with the concept of my commercial early in the year with Converse was the fall 7, you know, stand up 8.
Of all the things that you've heard Shaq say about you or to you, what stands out the most?
He's like a marriage counselor / father to me. You know, he'll tell me something like, you know, go home and act like it's a picnic today. You know, go in your backyard, you know, set out, you know, some food or this and that. Do something special for your wife. Or he saved a lot of arguments in my household. He's one of my best friends in the world. You know, somebody I can always count on, can always call. I know he's going to be there, and that's forever.
Why do you think the relationship with you guys is so different than it was between him and Kobe or him and some of the other guards he's played with?
Different time in Shaq's life. You know, and, you know, if I can, you know, take you into Shaq's brain a little bit, you know, when he was with Penny, they both was dynamic. They both was young, they both was exciting, and it was like, this my team, this my team. You know, I want to do it. And then him and Kobe, same thing. So it head bumps a little bit. But now, you know, you come now, Shaq is 33, 34 years old when he come out of Miami. And I'm 23, 24, and he kind of let me go a little bit. You know, he kind of said, okay, I can't take 30 shots anymore. I can't run up and down all day. But this young guy got a lot of energy. He's unselfish. He's going to do what he can, you know, to help this team win. So I'm going to step back a little bit, and I'm going to let him shine.
Hey, you can catch much more of Dwayne Wade's interview on ESPN 360. Heat Mavericks, first time since '78. Two teams will meet in the NBA Finals, with both teams looking for their first NBA title. That year, the Bullets beat the Sonics in 7. Who's your favorite Bullet?
Elvin Hayes.
I'm going to go with downtown Freddie Brown for Seattle. This year's Finals kicks off Thursday night with a 1-hour edition of the Chevrolet NBA Nation. That's at 8 Eastern, 7 in Dallas on ABC HD.
Sunday Conversation, brought to you by Subaru. Safety of all-wheel drive, standard. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Yankees and Red Sox getting ready for another big series starting Monday at Yankee Stadium. But find out why these two teams have other things to be concerned about besides each other.
That is ESPN. This is mobile ESPN. This isn't like sports on your current phone, okay? It's a whole new phone service from ESPN with unique features like Gamecast and the fastest alerts and everything else you need to manage your fantasy teams. It's awesome. That's Neil Everett. Neil! Hey, it's Matty B. Any anchor jobs open? I got the microphone. Anything you can do? Put in a word for your buddy? No?
Get mobile ESPN for Father's Day. Act now and save $50 on the Sanyo MVP handset price.
All right, cool. Just call me.
Precision, craftsmanship,
and an obsessive attention to detail have earned the Germans their reputation for making the world's finest beer. Test drive the world's favorite German import. Life beckons.
Chevy offers more vehicles with OnStar than any other brand. If your airbag goes off, OnStar can contact help. Hands-free calling means OnStar lets you keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road. And with OnStar Vehicle Diagnostics, hundreds of checks are performed on your Chevy every month. And OnStar emails you the results. Chevy has all of this. Not Ford, not Dodge, not Toyota. Chevy with OnStar. That's an American revolution.
Wherever Power Shot goes, great pictures follow.
Make every shot a power shot.
A robot can make a car. But this is how you can make it roar. A chip can control the engine. But this is how you can set it free. A manual says what a car might do. Now discover what it wants to do. Give it the edge. Give it Syntec. No leading oil provides more horsepower. For maximum power, great cars want more than just oil. Give them liquid engineering.
In all the world, there are a select few who at their very core are capable of incredible transformation. Under the most grueling conditions, they are shaped, hardened, sharpened, ready to stand among the most elite of all warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
This is our Cliff Notes version of the greatest stuff that happened in the National League this past week. Chris Young with great stuff. Padre, 2 starts, 2 wins. Just 3 hits, no runs, and 16 innings pitched. Wow. The Pirates, Jose Castillo, walk softly and carry a big plank. 14 RBI in 1 series. Sweep against the Brewers for the week. 458 average, 4 homers, and 15 RBI. Paging Carlos Delgado, 1 for 6 Sunday against the Giants. I guess this isn't great stuff in the NL. 3 for 29, 0 RBI in the week. John Kruk, your thoughts?
There's actually 2 big things this week in the National League that happened, and then one is Albert Pujols getting injured. His injury could cause a lot of effect in the National League Central. Scott Rowland and Jim Emmons can pick up the slack for a little while, but they can't carry Albert if he's going to be out for any significant time. And the second thing, Roger Clemens coming to Houston. He finally decided he's going to play. He's going to pitch in Houston, his hometown. The problem is, if the Astros are going to get back in this race, it's going to have to be Dan Wheeler and Brad Lidge who are going to get him there. They have to pitch better, or Rocket makes no difference.
Storylines from the American League. Ichiro is back, going 11 for 25 this week. The average up to 339 for the season. In the last 5 weeks, his average has skyrocketed by 100 points. New York Yankees so banged up, so many guys hurt. Somebody's got to step up. Andy Phillips has done that, hitting over 460 for the week with a couple of home runs and 8 RBI. Chris Shelton, he was such a great story early on, 9 homers the season's first 13 games. This past week, he's back to earth, 0 for 17 with 8 strikeouts. Harold, what stood out in the American League for you this week?
The story this week in the American League to me is injuries, and you have to capitalize when the big clubs have the injuries. Matsui, Sheffield, Rivera, Jeter, just to name a few injuries on the Yankees. The Red Sox with Wells and Timlin down. This is when the Blue Jays have to make a move in the East to capitalize on the injuries in that division.
Things to keep an eye on this week in baseball. I mentioned earlier in the show, Greg Maddux had a shot at history taking on St. Louis. It's been delayed until Friday when he takes on the Reds. He needs a win to break a tie with Nolan Ryan and Don Sutton for 13th on the all-time wins list. Reggie Sanders and Steve Finley both still chugging along. They're 1 home run shy of joining Barry Bonds, Willie Mays, the Hawk, Andre Dawson, and Bobby Bonds in the 300 club.
Arena football, Orlando, Dallas. Winner goes to the Arena Bowl. That's Orlando head coach Jay Gruden. Second quarter, Orlando down 7 on the kickoff return. DeAndrew Rubin. You know, Orlando's nickname is the Predator.
Run!
Get to the chopper! 56 yards. He's a former Buccaneer, so Jay Gruden got him from John Gruden. Joe Hamilton, 4 touchdowns. This one to Greg White, the big fella, 270-pound defensive lineman, tight end, and then, nimble. 45-28 Orlando. Moves on, going to play the Chicago Rush.
Or Spraka. May I have the definition, please?
Got to have nerves of steel to be a contender for top plays, the best catches, best pitches, best goals, best of everything, the best of the week. They're excellent.
Your business is on the move, and we're there for you every step of the way. We are Verizon Business. We're there for you with a global IP network that is flexible and secure. A network you can access how and where you need it. There with the expertise to help design and manage your most critical data solutions end to end. And at Verizon Business, we're there for you in the most important way, with a dedicated team that's personally and passionately committed to your success. People who are accountable for making it all work for you. Global capability with personal accountability. That works. Verizon Business.
On Monday night, the Yankees take the field. The Red Sox step up to the plate. After that, anything's possible.
It's a grand slam!
It's only June, but this has October written all over it. Red Sox-Yankees, national telecast including Boston and New York tomorrow at 7 p.m. on ESPN.
It's Reynolds Ford's Eliminator Sale. You're gonna love this. Over 300 new Fords must go during the Eliminator Sale at Reynolds Ford. Over 40 new Focus. Eliminator Sale price. Over 80 F-Series trucks. Eliminator Sale price. Over 20 Escapes. Eliminator Sale price. Over 30 Mustangs. Eliminator Sale price. Rebates to $5,000. Low 0% APR 60-month financing. You're gonna love this sale. I've authorized massive price cuts on over 300 new Fords only at Reynolds Ford in East Moline, home of the deal makers.
Palmer Hills Golf Course in Bettendorf is a public 18-hole course and driving range. It's home to 100-year-old oak trees and features rolling hills with creeks and a pond coming into play on 11 holes. A wide variety of tee options make Palmer Hills playable for golfers of any skill level. We also offer professional golf instruction in both group and private settings. Our new clubhouse features a fully stocked pro shop. And for food and drinks, visit our new Palmer Grill. If you enjoy playing golf, Palmer Hills is for you. Beautiful, scenic, enjoyable. Play Palmer Hills Golf.
12 anglers left on the final day of the Sooner Run, the Bassmaster Elite Series stop at Oklahoma's Grand Lake on Sunday. 11 anglers hoping for some kind of miracle because the leader, Mike McClellan, started championship day with a massive head start.
McClellan with toes.
Almost 12 pounds ahead of second place, Matt Reed. McClellan from nearby Bella Vista, Arkansas, had a lot of Grand Lake experience to call upon and did not falter on the final day. He needed just a couple of keeper fish to put the top prize out of reach. He got them early and cruised on to a limit of 5, 14 pounds, 8 ounces to win by one of the widest margins in recent memory. McClellan, who was also last year's Bassmaster Open champion, banks $100,000. The series moves to Kentucky Lake in 2 weeks. For ESPN Outdoors, I'm Tommy Sanders.
This is my dojo. And these are the top 10 plays of the week. Dodgers, Braves, Kenny Lofton. Not interested in what Todd Pratt is offering up. I thought it was the trash. Look at Lofton. He can still get it done in center field. Beautifully done.
Number nine, Southern Tier Athletic Conference title game. Mike Viviano is the dude, and the dude abides. Make the catch, and Chenango Valley wins 3-2, win the title.
Jay Haas, who tied a PGA Tour record by making the cut for the 590th time here on 12, one of the signatures holes at Muirfield Village for birdie. Jay coming off that senior PGA Championship victory, one of the class acts in the game.
Number 7, Heat Pistons, and Ben Wallace invites Shaq to his block party. Game 6, Shaq had 5 blocks and a trip to the finals. Advantage, Shaq.
Number 6, Brewers Pirates, second baseman Jose Castillo showing off his skills. And as we all know, girls only want guys that have great skills. But which means the ladies like Castillo, because that's a heck of a grab.
Well, we got a young lady here at number 5. National
Smarter than us.
spelling bee. Yeah, Catherine Close. She's going to have to spell Urspraka.
You can't even say it.
I can't, and I certainly can't use it in a complete sentence. How do you spell it, Catherine?
Urspraka. U-R-S-P-R-A-C-H-E. Urspraka. That is correct.
Try spelling Ho'omaikai Ana, which means congratulations.
Well done. How about a little aloha spirit from Rob Brindamore? Hurricanes, Sabres, Game 7. The Sabres fought so valiantly, but they were so banged up, and the Hurricanes head to the Stanley Cup Finals to face Edmonton. Brindamore there at the right place at the right time.
At number 3, Arizona State, Texas. This is Kat Osterman, and Kat made sure that the Arizona State had no bat scratch fever. NCAA tournament record, 18 strikeouts in a 7-inning game, but the Olympic gold medal winner on Saturday was eliminated by UCLA.
Devil Rays Orioles 1 on. The Orioles up 7-5 in the top of the 9th. Greg Norton's bid to tie the game, robbed by Corey Patterson. One more look. Patterson saves the game for the Orioles.
And number 1, he's clearly edited the highlights on this Sunday. It's Dwayne Wade. He sick moves in Game 4. Then he was sick in Game 6. And with Piston fans positively sick, Miami moving on.
I don't know if Jordan could do that move now.
Well, with Derek Jeter's status uncertain and a rash of injuries plaguing both teams, we'll tell you what there is to watch for when the Sox invade Yankee Stadium on Monday for a 4-gamer.
Finals start Thursday on ABC.
6 unforgettable journeys. This Friday, it's a whole new trip. Time magazine has declared the first great movie of the summer is Cars. Holy Porsche. And Rolling Stone raves it's downright breathtaking. You've never seen anything like it. It's 2 thumbs up for Disney Pixar's Cars, rated G.
I'd give my left 2 lug nuts just to see that picture.
Starts Friday.
Oh, yeah!
Champagne, gentlemen.
Don't worry, I got us covered.
What is that?
It's a Coors Light cooler box. 18 plastic bottles and a ready-made cooler. All we need is ice. Genius.
The Go Anywhere Coors Light cooler box. Just add ice and enjoy.
To the bride!
Coors Light. Taste the cold.
Well, it's been a long day for Strahan. What a lovely shot!
Hey, maybe it's your deodorant. Let's start over. No, this time start with new Right Guard Sport Deodorant, now packed with even more scent. Right Guard, start right and right.
I'd like a classic single combo, but instead of fries, I'd like a baked potato.
No problem. Only Wendy's gives you combos with more choices than ever. Now choose from 7 different sides at no extra cost. Do Wendy's. Do what tastes right.
The most powerful device ever created is now in the hands of one man. Adam Sandler.
Let's slow things down for a better look.
Clay.
For me to do those documents, that's gonna take me months.
And you better get started.
Wow, I got a big headache. You do?
Rated PG-13.
Sports Center, brought to you by Walt Disney Pictures Cars, opening June 9th in theaters everywhere. And Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you?
What to watch for Monday? This here is a big deal. U.S. Open sectional qualifying. Michelle Wie trying to become the first female to play in any major championship. Can she qualify? A 36-hole qualifier. Updates all day on ESPN, ESPN News, ESPN Mobile, ESPN.com, ESPN Deportes, ESPN The Ocho, everything there is.
What to watch for Baseball Monday?
on ESPN. Red Sox, Yankees, tight in the standing. Pair of 7-game winners. Beckett, you've seen it squaring up. Doesn't matter how many times they do it. It's always a big deal. Red Sox have taken 4 of 7 between the two teams this season. Boston batters have battered the Yankees for a .311 team batting average and 7 runs per game. Manny and Poppy have combined for 7 home runs and 23 RBI this season against the Yankees. And of course, this is the first of 4, and 3 of those nights, games will be on the family of networks.
For the fans out there, the San Diego Padres, the Kansas City Royals, and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays were saying, wait a minute, our teams won baseball games, and we didn't see the highlights on this stinking show. They're coming up next on Baseball Tonight. So fret not. We are done. My name's Scott Van Pelt.
I'm Neil Everett. Thanks for watching. A reminder, ESPN News is always on.
Donations!
Welcome to Baseball Tonight, driven by Chevrolet.
It used to be the toughest ticket in baseball to get. One to Jacobs Field, and they're starting to make another run with the present edition. Jacobs Field, the site of the Sunday Nighter. Out of the box here on Baseball Tonight, Yankees and the Orioles. Everybody in the Yankees is hurt. Nobody's safe. Jeter's back. He's out again. He got hit by a Rodrigo Lopez pitch. He'd leave the game. Thankfully, X-rays negative, a bruised right thumb. They got a big series with the Red Sox coming up. We'll see if he's available. And who else can play for the Yanks? Nationals and the Brewers. Brendan Harris flying one down the right field line. Jenkins or Fielder, who do you like in a head-to-head battle? Boom! I'd like to see Prince in a sausage race. Wow. They both went down. They keep colliding. Jenkins stays in the game. That wasn't a Fielder who hit him. That was a Cecil. Padres and the Pirates. Chris Young held the Bucks hitless through 5 1/3. A no-hitter gets broken up by a Jose Hernandez single to left. But Chris Young, who was once traded by the Pirates, sticks it to him. We'll have the full highlights of the Padres and Pirates coming up. Welcome to the show, Steve Phillips, Harold Reynolds, our own Prince Fielder, John Kruk, and I'm Carl Ravitch. This is the first game for the Cardinals minus Albert Pujols. How long he's going to be out, still to be seen. But the Cardinals do have to figure out a way to score. Tough to do it against Greg Maddux. We all know what he's capable of doing. And hey, guess what? Jimmy Edmonds, a first baseman in this game. 1-0 for Rolen.
Jimmy can pick it, man. If he had another situation he had to play first a lot, he can handle the position.
Well, he's at first. Rolen's delivering a double to the right center field gap. So Taguchi's in. Cards tied at 1. Rolen again. It scores Taguchi. Rolen had 3 RBIs on the day. You think he senses he needs to pick it up?
I think everyone at lineup senses they need to pick it up.
So does Jimmy Edmonds. Double off the wall. It scores Rolen. We're tied at 5.
Look, a lot of lineups would love to have Edmonds and Rolen in the middle of their lineup and feel like we can compete.
Cardinals are up 8-5. Edmonds again. Edmonds 2 RBIs himself. The Cardinals put 9 on the board, and without Pujols, the 4 guys who were immediately behind him on the team on the RBI list, Rolen, Edmonds, and Encarnacion, they all had RBIs in this one. So they do step up and get it done. Maddux has gone 1-5 since starting 5-0 with an ERA of 7.75. Deep breath as the Cardinals get a win, and they're still holding their breath as Albert Pujols suffered a strained right oblique muscle there.
Did that on the crossover step, Carl. That's how he heard it when he crossed over to go after that ball.
Placed on the 15-day disabled list. This is one of those that can take a couple of weeks. It can take 4 weeks. It can take 6 weeks. But without Pujols, Crucky, you know that the 73 home run thing is probably gone. The leadership is gone. How are they going to be able to go?
Well, I think with Albert, the leadership will still be there. I think he'll be one of those guys that's going to be present when his team is playing. And you know what? I think it's the best thing for him. You don't want to take a chance with this injury. This is one of these injuries that if you continue to try to play, it's going to continue to linger on. And my suggestion to the Cardinals would be wait for he's 100% and then give him a little more time to make sure it's completely healed, because if you let it go, this thing could be a nagging thing throughout the whole season, and you don't want that with a star player like Albert Pujols.
What does a strained right oblique do for you?
Carl, you have to ask someone that has one.
What is a strained right oblique leak?
Well, my six-pack, I mean, baseball's a game of rotation, so it is a major factor for sorry.
I don't know what an oblique is.
It's that thing that's
it's a rib cage.
hidden underneath there. The Cardinals, if he is their biggest muscle, you know, this team certainly is going to have to get Edmonds and Rolen to do what they really haven't done all year.
Well, this is a major loss. I mean, 33% of the runs that the Cardinals have scored have been accounted for by Albert Pujols, either by scoring or driving him in. But when you look at the rest of offensive production, they have some major issues. They're ranked 30th in RBI production out of left field. They're 28th ranked out of right field RBI production. And the catchers, Yadier Molina and Gary Bennett, are only hitting 20 points higher than the pitchers on this team, and the pitchers have out-homered them 2-0. But Tony La Russa is an outstanding manager. He's the best in baseball at finding ways to manufacture runs. His teams do the little things. They get the sac fly when they need it. 22 squeeze bunts last year successful for the Cardinals. They'll hit and run. They don't have great team speed, but La Russa will start the runners in situations and trying to get people in scoring position every inning, trying to move somebody around, getting them in scoring position, and trying to pick up the run. It's going to be a task. It's going to be a great effort. They're going to need Edmonds. They're going to need Rolen to get it done. They're also going to need the rest of the lineup to contribute if they're going to have a chance to stay on top of this division.
Teams behind them, the Reds and the Astros, perhaps sensing a little bit of an opening. They're dealing with each other. Roy Oswalt scratched with back spasms. You have it back, right, Crucky?
Yeah, but I have spasms in them, too.
That you can relate to. Craig Biggio in the bottom of the fifth with the bases loaded. Wow, Junior, are you kidding me?
I'm playing some ball out there, huh? Put me in, coach.
Scores in a sac fly, tied at 2 to the 10th inning. Dan Wheeler to Felipe Lopez. That's trouble. It's going to score Ryan Friel. The Reds go up 4-3, trying to sweep this series, something they haven't done in a 3-game set since 1990.
Ryan Friel is playing fantastic baseball for the Reds.
Todd Coffey, Chris Burke. Burke doubling to left. That's going to score Biggio. Guess what? The Astros show some life. They tie it up. We'll go to the next, the 11th. 2 outs, Russ Springer, Ryan Friel me. Second home run of the game for Ryan Friel, third of the year. And the Reds win it by a score of 6-4. They complete their first sweep ever in Minute Maid Park. Chris Burke tied the game twice. Biggio hit his 625th career double.
Wow.
But the Astros lose 4 in a row since Clemens says he's coming back.
That's not a good sign. Due up a few days ago, Torrey said the number of injuries on the Yanks was laughable. Fine line, that comedy tragedy thing. Jeter's added to the list again. Tigers are licking their wounds as Boston beat them around pretty good this weekend. And Sunday, Leland's boys didn't do much to help themselves, and he wasn't around to see it end.
It was right there, Carl.
Took a while for the Mets-Giants game to wrap. Lasting's Millage took a virtual victory lap before this thing was over. That's surefire fodder for a Baseball Tonight debate. And later, the web gems from the month of May, and the man who had his face rearranged by a fence bounces back.
Simple. One family, one vehicle. The all-new Chevy Suburban with seating for up to 9 and an estimated 21 miles per gallon highway. Suburban, an American revolution.
This is Duralast, the alternator built to exceed the need. Built with the technology to withstand high electrical demands. Get the alternator built to exceed the need. Only at AutoZone.
State Farm celebrates Disney and Pixar's Cars with the Countdown to Cars giveaway. Enter today at statefarm.com and you could win one of 25 Ford Mustangs. To increase your chances to win, enter every day.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
Gesundheit, you okay?
No, I'm not okay. I have that virus that's going around.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, you better stay back. This one's a doozy.
That's okay, I'll be fine.
No, do not be a hero. Last year, there were 114,000 known viruses for PCs.
PCs, not Macs. So, you just grab this one.
I think I got a crash.
Hey, if you feel like that'll help, good.
350 feet down is deep for the shadow divers. It's
all in a day's work.
Go dive with the Pharaohs, uncover Blackbeard's mystery ship, and remember, catch the new season of Deep Sea Detectives tonight at 10 on the History Channel.
Saturday Night Lights at Texas Motor Speedway for the Bombardier Learjet 500. This year, Elio Castroneves and Sam Hornish Jr. have the momentum, but watch out for Danica Patrick and Marco Andretti. The IndyCar Series drama continues Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Baseball Tonight is driven by Chevy, baseball's #1 fan. Chevy, an American revolution. And in part by Deadwood, the complete second season, now available on DVD.
Favorite pastime of a lot of people during the summer is to road trip to different ballparks. And Baseball Tonight is doing its part by traveling to 30 parks in 30 days, taking a closer look at each yard. Of course, the Sunday night baseball game at Jacobs Field. If you walk into Jacobs Field, this guy will be there. So the question is, who am I? What? There he is. CC Sabathia welcoming everybody. And
What's up, Carl? What's up, Carl?
CC has no oblique muscles either. All right, that being said, here is your Jacobs Field memories. Sandy Alomar Jr. at a game-tying home run, bottom 8th of the 97 ALDS game for the Indians, wins on an Omar Vizquel single. October of 1999, Pedro, 6 no-hit innings to knock the Indians out of the playoffs. August 5th, 2001, Indians down 14-2, and then this.
And there it is, base hit. McLemore charges. Here comes Lofton. Here comes the throw. Drive, and Cleveland has won it.
All right, CC Sabathia is still talking here. 30 parks in 30 days. Major League record. They had 455 straight sellouts, CC.
You know, I can do what I do, Carl. I help out.
Scoreboard featuring the largest video screen in baseball, and hats off to Jim Tomei, who blasted one over 511 feet. That was July 3rd of 1999.
Okay, Carl, Dave Revson here at the Jake on Sunday night. Those Indians were hosting the Angels. The aforementioned CC Sabathia on the hill and not faring so well. Top of the first, that's the leadoff guy, Sean Figgins, setting the tone. 1-0 Angels on Figgins' third of the year. Still in the first, Vlad Guerrero with 2 outs. Reaches out and somehow gets that one out of the park. Angels up 2-0 on Vlad's 15th of the year. Still in the first, 1 on Kendry Morales. That one is deep. Grady Sizemore can't get it. Tim Salmon scores. Angels lead at 3-0. Sabathia hadn't given up a first-inning run in 7 starts this season. Gave up 3 in the first on Sunday, and then the misery continued in the second. Orlando Cabrera into center, scores Figgins, and then no one covering second, so Cabrera on to second. Angels lead it 4-0. Bottom of the second, Ben Broussard, 4-6-3 if you're scoring at home, but if you're sitting at home scoring Baseball Tonight highlights, time to take a good hard look at yourself. Top of the third, 1 on, 2 outs. Mike Napoli up there, that's a 2-run job. His third of the year. Angels lead at 7-0. Sabathia went 5 innings, gave up 7 earned runs. Bottom of the fourth, 2 on, Johnny Peralta. Another lost opportunity for Cleveland as the Angels pound the Indians. 14-2 is the final. They rough up Sabathia, who is 5-1, 1.20 ERA his previous 6 starts. Victor Martinez, Ben Broussard hit back-to-back homers for the Tribe in the bottom of the 9th to avoid the shutout. Angels' 14th win in their last 19 games at the Jake. They have fared very well there, and they're starting to play some better baseball. 8th win in their last 11 overall. Ravi?
Red Sox and the Tigers.
Somebody's lifted up.
Jaime Walker. David Ortiz. Ooh, I think Jamie Walker knew that was going to get hit hard. He kind of jumped himself. Back-to-back shots.
They have that sense when they release the ball and they know it's going to be hit hard.
2 on, 2 out in the 8th. Ouch! Jason Grilli hit Kevin Youkilis, who earlier had homered.
Just missed his grill.
Ooh, tight zone there. Grilli walked Ortiz. JT Snows in 6-3, 1-1 pitch. Woo! Yikes.
Where's that, Jim?
Paul Maurer. Jim Leland's got an idea where it was. Bye, Jim.
I'm going to go back to his office and look at the replay, see where it was now.
Not hard!
A few pitches later, Manny draws a walk. Alex Cora scores 7-3 Boston as the walks just bury the Tigers. Trot Nixon.
Amazing.
Grilli's done. 4 batters, hit 1, walked 3, 3 runs in. He didn't get an out.
Getting a great lesson on managing, though. If you watch Jim Leland throughout the year, earlier he called his team out. Right there, he sat in the dugout and yelled and yelled and yelled and yelled. He wanted that umpire to throw him out of the ball game so he'd come out there and make his point. This is a guy teaching the team how to play baseball.
Matt Clement, by the way, 6 innings and 3 earned runs as he turns around what had been a very rough period. Yanks and the Orioles. Beautiful day, Camden Yards. Aaron Small on the hill trying to get a victory. 2 on, Kevin Millar, former Red Sox. Look what happened to Posada when that ball came in. And look what happened to the ball.
He was trying to morph himself and being only 50 feet away so he can get it before it came back over the middle of the plate.
We went Star Trek there. His 5th of the season, 6 zip.
Trying again.
Beam me up is right. Posada wanted it down. The ball was up and it got beamed.
Well, Aaron Small is one of the guys in the major leagues that doesn't have enough on his fastball to pitch up in the zone.
Ouch, that's up in the zone. Jeter left the game after getting drilled by Lopez. X-rays negative, bruised thumb. The Yankees lose 11-4. We'll have more a little later on the upcoming Yankees-Red Sox series. Rodrigo Lopez with Javi Lopez behind the plate. They've teamed up. He's won his last 3. That wasn't always the way, but they do snap a 3-game losing streak as well. Orioles 4 homers, the most homers they've had in a game against the Yankees since July 4th of 2000. All right, here's a question for you boys here. We saw CC Sabathia with a little puppet that they're giving out at Jacobs Field. Who is this guy? And this has nothing to do with a puppet, but he's played 161 games, 162, all right? Full season. Here's his batting average. 43 home runs and 117 RBIs. Any ideas on who in his first 162 would have done that? It's good numbers. Any idea?
I think that's Ryan Howard.
Well, Steve Phillips nailed him. Huh? Did you have the answer before?
No, I didn't have the answer before that.
Ryan Howard of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Thank you very much.
Put those numbers up.
Thank you.
Was it the silhouette?
Did I get something for that?
You get nothing. You got a pat on your oblique if you can find it.
CC Sabathia, doll.
43 home runs, 117 RBIs.
Better lock him up.
The catch to it all is he had 13 home runs and 35 runs batted in May. A little later on the show, we'll take a look at the web gems of May, but it's time to go 3 up, 3 down with the month of May. We'll start with the up. We'll start with you.
Oh, my up is Tom Glavine. When you had Victor Zambrano and Bannister, both of those guys hurt for basically the whole month of May. Tom Glavine's a guy who stepped up, 5-0 with a 2.94 ERA and only 5 starts. I mean, what more can you ask from a veteran pitcher like Glavine?
Well, I'm staying veteran too, and I'm thinking a guy who came back from a major injury. I'm going Nomar. 375 in the month of May. 4 home runs, 28 ribbies, but it's the way in which he's doing it. Big hits, big home runs to win games, and a stellar defense. No errors at first base. He was absolutely dynamite, and he turned his whole season around.
And my up is the catalyst for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Eric Burns hit 364 in the month of May, 8 homers, 16 ribbies, stole 5 bases as well. He plays the game like his hair's on fire. The energy for the Diamondbacks.
Well, and I'm going with the down. I got to start the downs every week, but this is my down for the month of May, and it's Clint Barmas of the Colorado Rockies. I mean, talk about a guy who they thought was going to be at the top of the lineup, providing a lot of runs and wreaking havoc against opposing pitchers.